courts and legislatures have recognized for a long time that juveniles are particularly vulnerable in the context of police interrogation, that they don't understand their Miranda rights as well as adults do, and they're also particularly vulnerable to coercive tactics that are sort of standard police tactics for inducing confession. And so juveniles are more naive about deceptive tactics. They're more likely to be compliant, and they confess at much higher rates than adult defendants. And so the section on interrogation capture what has been a reform trend over the last decade or so among courts and legislatures, including the Supreme Court, to create special protections of juveniles and to insist on careful scrutiny of juveniles' confessions. And in developing these sections, we've drawn on social science research that confirms that juveniles really don't understand their Miranda rights, that they are vulnerable to police tactics, and that they're much more likely to make false confessions than adults are.
The implication is, decisions in the Supreme Court that said you have to recognize that children are different. We have developmental science and brain science that tells us this. This has implications for any area of law that touches on children's lives. So starting where that connection has been most studied and most developed and most embraced by the courts allows us to then look for other opportunities to build upon that idea, that connection of law and developmental science in other areas that will come later.
I think that's another one of the great contributions that will come from this project is that for time immemorial, children have been thought of as different in the law, and there's been a sort of obvious quality to that and strong intuitions that children ought to be treated differently in the law. But for so much of time, legal principles have been decided in this area based on intuition and personal observation. But now we begin to have really rigorous social science evidence to bring to bear on these questions that underlie the legal rules, questions of deliberation and ability to decision-making capacity. So it's very exciting to be able to draw on this and to draw on a rapidly developing area of judicial case law to try to bring greater understanding.